You've been lied to. And the worst part? The lie came from the people you trusted the most. Doctors, therapists, mental health apps, and psychology experts. There are three things happening right now that nobody is talking about. One destroyed a medical theory that millions of people built their entire identity around. One proves that the app you're using to feel better is designed to keep you broken. And one exposes why almost every psychology fact you've ever shared online was never real. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will never look at mental health the same way again. Let's start with the biggest lie in the history of psychiatry. For over 50 years, doctors told you that depression is caused by a chemical imbalance in your brain, specifically low serotonin. You were sad, so your brain didn't have enough of a certain chemical. Take this pill, restore the balance, feel better. Millions of people accepted this. They went on antidepressants. They explained their pain to their families using this theory. They built their entire understanding of themselves around it. And then, in 2022, a major review published in Molecular Psychiatry analyzed decades of research and concluded, there is no consistent evidence that depression is caused by low serotonin levels. The theory was wrong. Not slightly wrong, fundamentally, completely wrong. But here is the dark human psychology fact that makes this even more disturbing. When researchers discovered the theory was broken, the industry didn't collapse. Prescriptions didn't stop. The narrative didn't change overnight. Because the pharmaceutical industry had already built a $240 billion business on top of that lie. And psychology tells us exactly why people kept believing it even after the evidence changed. It's called motivated reasoning. When a belief becomes part of your identity, your brain will reject any evidence that threatens it. Not because you're stupid, because you're human. The system knew this, and it used it against you. Now let's talk about your phone. You downloaded a mental health app. Maybe it was Calm, maybe BetterHelp, maybe Headspace. You paid for a subscription because you wanted to feel better. You wanted to sleep. You wanted less anxiety. Here is what the app wanted. In 2020, BetterHelp was found sharing user mental health data with Facebook and Snapchat for advertising purposes. The Federal Trade Commission fined them $7.8 million. The data you shared in your most vulnerable moments, your anxiety, your trauma, your depression, was being used to target you with ads. But that's not the darkest part. The darkest human psychology fact about mental health apps is this. Their business model requires you to remain a subscriber. And you only remain a subscriber if you believe you still need help. An app that actually fixed your anxiety in 30 days would lose you as a customer in 30 days. So the design, the notifications, the streaks, the gentle reminders, is not built to heal you. It is built to make you dependent. This is called variable reward psychology. The same mechanism used in slot machines and social media feeds. Your mental health app is using the science of addiction to keep you coming back. Not because it cares about your mental health, because your mental health is its product. And now for the one that will change how you scroll forever. You have seen psychology facts everywhere. On Instagram, on TikTok, in YouTube videos. Little cards that say things like, humans make 11 million decisions per day, but only 40 are conscious. Or, it takes 66 days to form a habit. Or, 93% of communication is nonverbal. People share these constantly. They feel true. They feel profound. They feel like hidden knowledge. Here is the problem. A study analyzing viral psychology content found that the majority of shared facts either misrepresent the original research, strip out all context, or come from studies that were never replicated. The 66 days habit theory comes from one study with a small sample size. The 10% of the brain myth has been debunked for decades and is still shared millions of times per year. And the dark human psychology fact here is about you, not the misinformation. Why do we share things that feel true without checking if they are? Psychologists call it cognitive ease. When information is simple, clean, and confirms something we already believe, the brain processes it as real. Complexity feels like doubt. Simplicity feels like truth. The mental health content machine knows this. And it produces exactly what your brain will accept without questioning, because questioning takes effort, and effort feels like discomfort. So where does this leave you? The chemical imbalance theory that defined how millions understood their own pain, wrong. The apps designed to heal you, designed to keep you sick. The psychology facts that made you feel smarter, mostly fiction. This is not a reason to stop seeking help. This is not a reason to distrust everyone. This is a reason to ask harder questions. Because the human psychology fact that nobody in the mental health industry will ever put on a card is this: a system that profits from your pain has no incentive to end it. And the first step to actually getting better is understanding exactly who benefits from you staying exactly where you are.